Okay, I wanted to make a quick video sort of talking about Reina's tools, in particular forward 4-2. So Reina forward 4-2 is this sort of godly move, really no other way to put it, but it hits at about range like 3.4, and you can make it even go farther, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Reina forward 4-2 is a I-12 mid, technically a heat engager on hit, just like super good tool. It is how a lot of Reina start their offense. It's also a whiff punishment tool. It is a punishment, it's like a block punishment tool sometimes. It does a lot. And I think it's important to know like its uses and also how to defend against it. So let's just talk about its properties. So if you do a no spin, which I'll talk about a little bit about like the spinning part, but a no spin forward 4-2 is -9. So but you won't see a lot of Reinas do that. They might throw it in a little bit, but usually you'll see them spin. So Reina can do this stance called Sentai by hitting forward 3, but she can also do it by holding forward after Sentai, or forward 4-2. And when she does that, she's +2, which makes defending against her options after the spin a little bit difficult, but once you know what you can do, what she can do, it's pretty manageable. So let's talk a little bit about that. One thing I do want to put in here, it won't come up a lot, but I think it's important to bring it up, is that she is, even though it says +2, if she does nothing after the spin, she's actually -12. So I had the bot set to punish with the I-12 move. I was holding back there the whole time, as you can see, and I still got hit. The game won't say punish, but it's technically a punish. That's just one thing to know. I would recommend jabbing here if you do think she's going to empty spin, or if you react to the empty spin, since that'll also cover a lot of the options if she does do a button. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's just one thing you can do. And like I mentioned, she's also -9 after no spin. So you can take your turn back. But you're not here for that. You're here for learning what to do when she does spin and hit a button. Before I go over that, though, I want to talk about how to beat just the first part of the forward 4-2 without the Sentai mix. So I'm going to do forward 4, which is Reina's like kind of lockdown mid. It's a little bit worse in season 2 because you can now or you can now sidestep into the. So if you're on P1, you can sidestep left or right, and then sidestep left on P2. Once you're force crouch. But so I'm gonna have Reina sidestep left. So you can step it. It is a little bit hard, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So here I'm like using an immediate timing forward 4-2, and it's getting stepped. But if I delay even a little bit, it'll hit you. You can also wave dash forward 4-2, which will make it track and make it even go farther than it already does. So that is one thing to know. But you can sidestep and sidewalk forward 4-2 just on block. Like after a situation where you're -2, -3, something like that. And even more for plus. But it's not recommended. It's a little bit hard to do. I don't do it in a match. I would rather try to deal with the options afterwards since they're a little bit risky for Reina. But 4-4-2 itself has like no real inherent risk because you can always just do no spin, like I mentioned. But let's talk about the moves out of Sentai. So she's got a couple. So she actually has 6 options, I believe. I might be miscounting, but so she's got. I'm just gonna have her to standing block. She's got Sentai 3, which we'll talk about first. So Sentai 3 is a I-12 high heat engager that's also homing. Really good move. It's +1, so a lot of Reins will try to frame trap you by jabbing afterwards. But on forward 4-2, it also makes it a hit confirm. So, oops, sorry, did that the wrong way. So you can react to you getting the hit, and then you can just get this heat engager. Really good. But let's talk about what you can do against it. So I have the bot here set to forward 4-2, Sentai 3. So your options are... What the... Okay, there we go. Don't know why the bot isn't spinning. But crouch jabbing will beat Sentai 3. You can also duck and punish. But since it's homing, you cannot sidestep. Armor also works. And then... Why isn't she doing this? Okay, I don't know why the bot's messing up. I have it set to forward 4-2. But you can also, if I can time it right... Alright, well you can parry. I'm just doing a bad job of it, because I don't usually use this option. Why is the bot not spinning? Okay, well, believe me, you can parry. And your character might have specific tools to deal with this as well, and that goes for all the moves. But stick jabbing, or sorry, crouch jab through esports, parry, and armor are the ways to beat it. I would not recommend jabbing because, so, not that. Push. So I have it set to jab now. So I'm +10 after the trade, which gives me a lot of time to act, and I can even like 4-4-2 again. So I would not recommend jabbing if you think that's gonna be send one. You can do it if you just want to like get the trade and just not be in the situation anymore. But like I said, you're in like a worse spot honestly after the trade. So I just wouldn't recommend it. Now let's talk about another option that a lot of Reins like to use is send 2. So send 2 is a mid I-13 move. This one you have a few options to beat. So on block it's -4. So it's not the worst just to like kind of hold it and take your turn back after if you think she's going to do that. But you can be a little more proactive if you want to. So let's hope the bot doesn't mess up this time. So you can armor. Oh my god. You can crouch jab. You can jab. You can... Oh my god. Wolf of not... Well, I know you can parry. Yeah, so Reina can parry. So, a few options you have. You can also sidestep. Oh, if I'm not bad. You can sidewalk, I'm sorry. So only left works though, not sidewalk right. So that's another option you have. But this move is a little more complicated because in Season 2, they gave Reina the option to go into Wrath. And I won't talk about all of Wrath's options, it would be too long. But one thing to notice is, no matter what, if you go into stance or not, Heaven's Wrath is, or Send 2, sorry, is still -4. So what you can do is, if she does go into stance, on block, you have the option to take your turn back, and I would recommend just doing a jab. Because she has options that can counter hit you out of Heaven's Wrath. Like she has this, which will counter hit you, and she also has armor. But if you, so let me see if I can have punish with just a jab. Yep, just jab. Okay. Oh, 2 hits. Sorry. So you're +1 after blocking the armor. So I think jab there is the best option. If you want to do something else based on Heaven's Wrath, you can as well, but I'm not going to cover that in this little video. I'll talk about that maybe later. So that's one thing to know. But you can do a lot after Sentu. And it's like usually the like I don't want to risk a whole lot option that reinas use. So a lot of people just like kind of hold back and get like just let me do it again. But you're plus after Sentu. You should take your turn back if you can. Obviously, like as you play the game, there are like timings that can be changed and so on and so forth. So it's not always like as cut and dry as I'm making it out to be. I'm just here to tell you what you can and can't do. Now let's go on to another option, which is make sure she's not punishing me. Sorry. Which is send 4. This is the I want to keep taking my turn button, as I like to call it. Really good. It's kind of slow at I-26. You can do a lot out of it. So gonna have the CPU do it. So why doesn't she spin? You please. So you can jab and then you get a float. I don't know why the bot doesn't do that. You can armor. You can sidestep in like any direction. Well, okay, I hit the button too fast there, but you can sidestep. Either direction works. One thing to know though is that on hit, so. Why does Oh, I see. What the hell? What's going on? That's it. Well, I guess I'll do this. Sorry, this is the worst video ever, but she gets a free god kick after. So just one thing to look out for, I suppose. But a lot of options for this one. It's really slow. It is +4 on block though. So afterwards, if you do take the hit, just be careful. Now those are the 3 main options. So just to reiterate, jab will beat send 2 and send 4. And then dick jab will beat send 3 and send 2. So those are the options I usually go for when defending against reinas, at least defending against the forward 2. But there's a couple other options that she uses that aren't as common and have a little bit more risk to them, but I still think it's worth covering. So she has send 3+4, which is a low. It's I-20. It's +4 on hit, and then minus like 20,000 on block. Like, let me. Block all. Yeah, minus 29. So you can like stand up electric. You can do a whole lot. Very, very punishable. It is homing. So sometimes I'll use it to like cover sidesteps if I think they're gonna like. If I want to like have a little bit more reward off of reading their sidestep, I'll do this. It's also a good round ender. So this option will beat. So let me see if I can have the bot do this. hopefully it doesn't mess up this. I don't know why. Yeah, so you can duck and punish. Sorry. What you can also do is, so jab will lose to it. So one thing to know. But dick jab will beat it. Armor will also lose. You can't parry it unless you're like a weird character. You can also hop kick if you have that. Why isn't it? Hop kick. So any like low crush move will beat it as well. Another option is. Oh my god, why isn't it doing this? So she has an armor option. So I'll talk a little bit about this one. So the armor option is I-16, and she's 2 hits. And the important thing to know is the second hit is super delayable. You can take a lot of time. It took 17 frames between those 2 hits. So Reina, you can like react to the first hit hitting you and then do the second one. But the first hit is minus 14. So just have block. Nope. Yep. 14 and then 16. So you can launch the second one if you have a 16 frame or faster launcher. Sorry, Steve. So this one covers a lot of the options that you can use for the other tools. So since it's like kind of like a forward moving move, it's hard to sidestep. You can do it. So let me just have her sidestep. So sorry. Maybe not this way. I thought it was this way. So sidestep right, maybe? Yeah, sidestep right will beat it. And then you also have sidewalks will also work. I think sidewalk left and sidewalk right works. All right, maybe just sidewalk right. Yeah, sidewalk right will beat it. I believe armor should also beat it. So let's go here. Punishment. Is there not armor option? I guess not. That wouldn't really make sense, I guess. But so let's do cord. Punish. Yeah, so armor will also beat it. You can also grab her out of it. So those are the options you can use to beat this. But it's really risky. I only use it if I'm panicking or if I think they're going to mash. And then the last one that I want to talk about is the grab. So she has a grab that side swaps. It's unbreakable, so you have to duck it if you want to beat it. It's also homing, so you can't sidestep it. But dick jab, I believe, should beat it. So, oh, there's power crush option. There he goes. All right. Sorry. So dick jab beats it. So those are all the options that Reina has out of Sentai that you can deal with on forward 2. But what I think the options that I default to are jab and dick jab, depending on what I think they're going to do. And then power crush is also a pretty good option. If you want something that's a little bit of a harder punish, you can duck or you can sidestep, sidewalk. So that's kind of how to deal with forward 2, at least on block. I know it's still not super easy to deal with, but at least knowing what she can do and knowing what you can do, you have all the information at hand, and then you can use that to adapt to the certain like that Reina's play style in whichever way you see fit. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.